All right, so we are live. All right, Shakers. So we are live on YouTube. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back into another episode of our beautiful and our powerful show, The U-Turn, where we show you how to make a U-turn in your life from challenges towards solutions, from problems towards answers, and from doubts and worries towards faith and belief in your ability. And from today onwards, we are starting, you know, a series of magnificent sessions. And it is going to be based upon a book that has changed, I guess, more than million or billions lives all over the world. And I'm truly and 100% sure that Shekhar is going to agree with me on that the author we have picked up for the next couple of video series is one of our best author. Although we are going to share information from many different authors, but special in today's session that is starting from today, and we are not sure for many weeks because there are many topics to be covered from this author, but we are going to cover as much as we can in this month, the next month, and the coming preceding months. So today we're going to talk about, one of the greatest book that I have in my hand right now. And let's not talk about the book, but let's talk about the central idea that is taught in the book. Now, before I talk about that central idea, I have certain questions that I have wrote here for you, and I want to ask you those questions. And as I'm asking you those questions, I want you to seriously think about those questions. All right. So pay very close attention. Now, have you ever wondered that why one person is happy and another person is sad? They may be living in the same house. They may be living in the same country. They may be having the same food and they may be having the same facilities. Have you ever wondered why, two employees who are working in the same company, getting the same training, having the same, manager, still produces the different results? Now, another question. Have you ever wondered why some people keep on becoming rich and rich while others keep on becoming poor and poor? Now, let's take a very, another example that is going to be so relatable to you in this today's time. Have you ever wondered that why there are so many businesses who are still growing in this time of pandemic, and there are some businesses, and in fact many businesses, who are just keep on collapsing? Now, these are very interesting questions, and the answers to these questions lies within our own mind. And in today's video, we are going to take you on a ride. We are going to show you the treasure house that lies within you, and that is your own marvelous, wonderful, and powerful mind. Now, before we start studying about the mind and how the mind functions, you really have to develop a belief system, and you really have to understand it, that every single thing that happens in your mind, that happens because you are using your mind in one way or another. Now, we have many gadgets in our houses right now these days. And if we want to take the best use of that gadget, we have to know how it works. For example, you may have a mobile phone, but if you don't know how to use it for calling, this mobile phone will be a dumb piece of electronics for you. Similarly is your mind. But your mind is more powerful than any other electronics device that has been ever made on this planet. But to use your mind, you got to learn how your mind functions. And that's what we are going to cover today in this powerful and amazing session that we have here today, just prepared for you. So buckle up your seatbelts and be ready for a ride, because I'm going to bring Shekhar now for the next half an hour and so to really take you on a mental trip and teach you some of the ideas that you may have learned before or you may have never learned before. But I can tell you that if you learn those ideas with an open mind, it can make a tremendous shift into your life. So now, without any further delay, over to you, Shekhar, for the first half of the presentation to take our audience through a mental trip on how the mind works. The stage is all yours now.
Thank you, Sukhveer. I'll just share my screen with you.
Sure, perfect.
Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to today's new episode number 7 of our brand new show, The U-Turn. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about how our mind works. And today is part 1. So, in today's episode, first, we will begin by understanding why is it that we have to study the mind if we want to be in personal development. If we want to think about our own potential and growth, we always have to go back to our root cause, which is the mind. That's what we are going to begin with. And then we are going to understand the 2 levels of the mind. That's the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. We will understand how they function separately, what are their exclusive features, and how the subconscious mind works with its own law. We will learn that. And after learning these, in the end, we will see 3 exercises that we can start to do from today onwards that will make us believe that everything that is happening in our reality is actually made by the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind gets all this information to create our reality from our conscious mind. Let's dig deep in and see how all of these things happen. So to begin with, we have to understand why do we have to study our mind. You could be in any profession. It's not necessary that if you are in the profession of psychology, or if you're studying psychology in a college or something, or you have a degree, only then you can get into it. No, in personal development, we just touch the basics, the tip of the iceberg information about the 2 levels of our mind. Why? To begin with, we have to understand that all of us are crazy about good results. What do I mean by that? We want better income, we want better friends, we want to do whatever it is that we love to do throughout the day. We don't want to get into a profession where our talents are not being extracted on a day-to-day basis. We want all of these kind of results. We want to live in a good house. We want to drive the automobile that we want to drive. But all of these results depend on how we behave. Our results are dependent on what actions we are taking on a day-to-day basis. Now, if we are behaving like a person who makes $2,000 of extra sales every month, our results will show an extra sales of $2,000 every single month, because we are behaving like the person who does all the job from the beginning of the month till the end of the month every single day to make sure that there is a sale of extra $2,000 in the business. Where does this behavior come from? This behavior comes from our feelings. You see, if we are feeling lethargic, if we are feeling lazy, then forget about $2,000. We won't be able to make a $2 sale. It's true. You and I know that. We have to feel enthusiastic about what we are doing. And the enthusiasm will create a behavior in us automatically that will make us feel enthusiastic and behave enthusiastically towards the growth of our business. And that is exactly the results that we are going to get in our business or in any other area of our life, wherever we are, choosing a certain idea to entertain. And that causes the feelings. Where do our feelings come from? What are they dependent on? The feelings are dependent on our thoughts. If we are thinking good things, we are feeling good. If we are thinking on bad ideas, we're feeling bad. If you are thinking of a garden, we're going to feel good. If you are thinking about a loved one, we're going to feel good. Now, if we think about a negative situation, all of a sudden we start feeling bad. If we think about all the wrongs or whatever it is that we did in our past, that will make us keep on feeling more and more bad. Where do these thoughts come from? These thoughts come from a formless substance that is forever flowing to and through you all the time, at all places. And it's this formless substance, which is neither negative nor positive, while it is flowing through your consciousness, you take this formless substance and you create ideas and thoughts in your imagination. We choose the ideas that we want to entertain. If we choose to entertain negative ideas, our results are going to be negative. If we choose to entertain positive ideas, our results are going to be positive. If we choose an idea to expand our sales every single month or maybe every quarter, then we will start thinking about that over and over again. And when we are thinking over and over again on how to increase our sales, we will get inside the feeling of being the man or the woman who does extra sales every single month or every single quarter. And that will make us behave differently. We will schedule our timetable in such a way that we will get our job done to make that extra sale every single month. But it all begins with the idea that we are choosing to entertain. So it's all about the idea that you hold in your mind, which you choose to entertain, through which you create pictures in your imagination. The thoughts you persistently hold throughout the day, they cause the feelings cause the behavior brings about the results. This is the reason why we need to study our mind. Because when we study our mind, we get introduced to our consciousness. Now, our consciousness has many levels, but we don't need to study all the levels in personal development. That is for professional psychologists or psychiatrists. In the personal development industry, to have a better future, to have a better income, to have better business, to have better friends, better relationships all over the world, we just need to concentrate on the two levels of consciousness. The first is the conscious mind, and the second is the subconscious mind. Now, the conscious mind is our reasoning mind. This is the mind, this is the level of our consciousness where we take facts and figures and we say whether something is good or bad, right or wrong, up or down, front or back, inside, outside. That's how we come to a conclusion through our reasoning faculty. Now, the subconscious mind, what we need to understand about this level of our mind is that it's non-argumentative. It does not argue with you. If you feed to your subconscious mind that the bottom floor is the top floor of the building, over a couple of months, you will actually start believing that the top floor is called the ground floor and the ground floor is actually called the top floor. That's how we were raised. That's how we were taught to differentiate between colors. And it was the reasoning faculty that put the information in our brain that this is red, this is yellow, this is good, this is bad. Through different cultures, different places in the world, we grow up with different types of reasoning that we absorb from our environment. But now we can understand that we can choose to use our reasoning faculty in a way where we don't have to argue anything with our subconscious mind and give it good pictures throughout the day using our reasoning faculty. And the subconscious mind, being non-argumentative, will take the reasoning that you have in your conscious mind and create your reality just in the same manner. Where do we get all the reasoning and all the conclusions from? We get it from the senses. The conscious mind is dependent on our senses to collect the data. Whatever our eyes see, whatever we smell, whatever we taste, touch, feel on our skin, everything is stored in the subconscious mind as a reality, as a moment of our life. But the subconscious is non-judgmental. It does not store anything in the memory as good or bad, right or wrong. It could be any event of your life. It's the conscious mind that takes all this data of your reality through the senses and decides through the reasoning faculty whether something is right or wrong, good or bad for you. But the subconscious mind creates your reality on a persistent basis without arguing whether your reasoning is correct or wrong. It goes about creating your reality being totally non-judgmental, being totally impersonal, and not caring about what your senses are feeding you or whether whatever data your senses are feeding you is the reality or not, whether it's right or wrong. It does not care. The subconscious mind, being non-argumentative, being non-judgmental, takes the repetitive picture that you feed to it day in and night out and goes about to create your reality in the like manner. Our conscious mind is closed during our sleep. You see, when we are sleeping, we cannot solve math problems. We cannot watch TV when we are sleeping. We cannot read books when we are sleeping because our conscious mind is closed out during sleep. But the subconscious mind, this level of the mind, does not sleep. It makes sure that our heart is beating. It makes sure that we are still perspirating. The hair is still growing. You talk about the respiratory system of the body or the digestive system of the body. Everything works perfectly while we are sleeping. And we don't have to give a conscious thought. While we are sleeping, we don't have to consciously think that we are breathing in or breathing out. The subconscious does it on autopilot for us. It does not sleep. Whether we are awake or whether we are sleeping, our breath is controlled by the subconscious mind. It makes sure that we are breathing perfectly throughout the day. The conscious mind is the level of the mind where we choose to entertain certain ideas and create thoughts out of those ideas. Now, these thoughts, we might term them as good or bad, but the subconscious won't. It will just take whatever you give to it and will reproduce after the kind. The subconscious, being the emotional mind, when it gets the repetitive thoughts over and over again impressed in it, the emotional mind then picks up the way we are feeling. All our feelings are understood by the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind creates our reality based on our feelings, which in turn come from our repetitive thoughts. The repetitive thought pattern, if it's of perfect health, you will start feeling as if you're in perfect health. It doesn't matter what your medical report says. We end up feeling good. We end up feeling in perfect health. And the subconscious mind will then, in this state of consciousness, give us all the ideas to change our lifestyle so that we can maintain this perfect health forever throughout our life. If we entertain the thought of ill health, if we go to our relatives, our friends, our colleagues, and talk about, the medical report came and the doctor said, this is bad and those things are bad, you have to take this medicine for the next 3 months. If we keep on talking about all of these negative things, keep on thinking that the medical report is our actual reality and not the reality of our residual thinking, then these thoughts being impressed over and over again will create feelings of ill health. And the subconscious mind will give you ideas through which you will work in such a way, or maybe you won't work. You will be so lazy that you will not give any concentration towards building good health, towards building perfect health. That's how we behave. We behave as we feel, and we feel as we think. So it is in our conscious mind that we need to produce thoughts of good health, good income, good business, good sales, good relationships. Everything starts from the conscious mind. The subconscious mind just takes the repetitive picture, it understands the language of feelings, and that's how it goes about being non-argumentative, being non-judgmental, creating your reality. Later on in the future, your subconscious mind will not care whether the reality that you had asked for is good for you or bad for you. It will reproduce after the seed that it has been given to be planted, after the kind of the seed that it has been given. Now, understanding this, we have to understand the law of our mind. There are two things we need to understand about the law of subconscious. Number one, the reaction or response you get from your subconscious mind will be determined by the nature of thought or idea you hold in your conscious mind. And the second thing we need to learn about the law of subconscious is that the subconscious mind works for both good and bad ideas alike. This is the law of subconscious. We cannot argue with this law as to why it works in this way. The only thing we can do is understand this law and start working with this law from right now onwards. The reaction or response you get from your subconscious is determined by the nature of thought you are holding in your conscious mind, as we have discussed it earlier. If you're thinking of success in your business, your subconscious mind will respond to you with ideas that will make your business successful. If you're thinking about all the reasons, all the outside circumstances, conditions, and environment in which your business will go down, it will collapse, your subconscious mind will slowly start giving you ideas and things to work on, all of which are going to be so negative that while you'll be working on them, you wouldn't even recognize that all these ideas were given because you were constantly thinking on these ideas. That's the response your subconscious mind gives you because it's impersonal. It does not care whether you're thinking about your business's expansion or whether you're thinking about your business going into a collapse. It just gives you whatever you are repeatedly thinking about. And the thing is, the subconscious mind works for both good and bad ideas alike. Point number 2 is very important to understand the law of subconscious. You see, if we keep on thinking about our past failures, we will generate feelings of failure over and over again in our consciousness. The subconscious mind will pick up the feeling of failure. It will go about and create conditions, circumstances, and environment in our life. It will give us ideas where we will only experience failure over and over again. And the more we are persistent in this feeling of failure, the more failure will be added into our lives over and over again. If you are feeling frustrated right now for any reason, the subconscious mind does not care what you're feeling frustrated about. If you're feeling unhappy about any particular thing right now, the law of the subconscious clearly states that the subconscious mind will bring about unhappiness in your life. It will bring about frustration in your life if we keep on thinking on these things over and over again. These are called bad ideas. And we are the ones who choose to spend our time entertaining these bad ideas. We feel justified when we think that, we have failed and I need to give justification as to why I failed. We don't need to do that. We instead need to build good ideas which are based upon perfect health, which are based upon success, prosperity. And we have to hold these ideas in our mind since the time we wake up to the time we go to sleep. This is how the law of subconscious picks up the feelings that we are entertaining throughout the day. We entertain these feelings because we are thinking on good things. We are thinking about perfect health. We are thinking about success in our business. We are thinking about prosperity. And that's exactly how the subconscious mind will go about creating a reality. The subconscious mind does not care whether you're thinking about health or ill health. It will reproduce after the kind of seed it has been given to be planted. It does not care about whether you're thinking about success or frustration, prosperity or unhappiness. Whatever it is that you're repeatedly thinking throughout the day, whatever it is that you're repeatedly feeling throughout the day, the subconscious mind, according to its very own law, will reproduce exactly that kind of a reality in our lives. So now that we have learned why it is important for us to study the mind, now that we know the two different levels of our mind, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, now that we know the law of the subconscious, let's get on and do 3 things that will help us understand our own mind better on how it works. Number 1, I would request you to go onto the internet or order a book from anywhere where you can study about the law of subconscious mind. Spend at least 20 minutes every day studying about the subconscious mind. You can spend 20 minutes every day reading The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Every chapter in this book gives you a law of the subconscious mind. So study it every single day to understand how our mind works. Number 2, now that we have understood so many concepts about our consciousness, it is imperative for us right now to choose thoughts of love, success, happiness, and health. Keep a check on your thoughts. If any time during the day you are thinking of an idea or a situation or something from the past which is not generating feelings of love, success, happiness, or health, it means you're supposed to drop that idea and choose thoughts of love, success, happiness, and health. Because now you and I understand that our subconscious mind does not care whether we are thinking of health or ill health, happiness or sadness, success or failure, love or hatred. It will create a reality exactly according to the kind of thoughts we are entertaining over and over and over again throughout our waking hours. And to change our old belief systems, which are not letting us be successful, which are not bringing about happiness in our lives, we need to start writing affirmations on a daily basis. At least 10 affirmations to begin with. And begin all of the affirmations with, I am so happy and grateful now that, and then describe how you would feel if everybody loved you and you could love them back. I am so happy and grateful now that, and then describe how you would feel if all the success that you wanted were yours right now. It has to be in the present tense. I am so happy and grateful now that, and then complete it with, how would you feel if you had everything in your life that makes you happy? How would you feel? What would that happiness feel like? Write that feeling in the present tense in words by beginning your sentence with, I am so happy and grateful now that. And then write affirmations about your health. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am in perfect health. In this way, just by doing 3 of these things, you will see that in a month, your subconscious mind will start giving you ideas on the current project that you're working on. It could be that you're launching a new product. It could be that you're trying to increase your sales. Whatever it is you're trying to do in your business, once you start writing affirmations properly in the present tense, feeling that your goal has already been accomplished, your subconscious mind, according to its very own law, will start giving you ideas that you need to work on. And once you work on those bits of tiny information that you keep on getting every now and then, you will see that slowly but surely you will reach your goal. So that's exactly what we need to do. Take a goal card, write our goal in the present tense right now as if like it's already happened, and then carry it around with us throughout the day. We will be practicing the law of subconscious mind if we carry our goal card with us wherever we go. Even if you're traveling, carry your goal card with you. Wherever you are, carry your goal card with you. And in your goal card, choose thoughts of love, success, happiness, health, and all these things. Think on good things only. Think of, when you're thinking of love for yourself, think about love for others as well. When you think about success for yourself, think about success for others as well. When you're thinking about happiness, think about happiness for everyone. When you're thinking about your good health, think about perfect health for every single soul that you come in touch with. This is the thing that we need to start practicing from today, after understanding why it is necessary for us to study the mind in personal development, after understanding the 2 different levels of our mind and how they function, and after understanding the law of subconscious. We will be doing 3 of these exercises to prove to ourselves that the law of subconscious really works. Share your comments, share your thoughts in the comments section below to let us know how this session went for you. Do these exercises, practically apply all the concepts that we are teaching you today, and you will be thankful to us. So with that note, I request you that if you found the information that we are sharing over here in Human Potential and Growth, give us a thumbs up so that it will encourage us to bring more and more content like these every single week, so that you can keep on growing every single week by practicing certain exercises, by learning new concepts of the mind. Whatever it is going on in your mind regarding today's episode on how our mind works, please share your thoughts in the comment section below. We would love to get in touch with you. And if you think that today's video might benefit one of your friends, family members, or anybody, please share this video with them. And please subscribe to our official YouTube channel of Human Potential and Growth. We come live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time to give you great content and to give you exercises that you can take with you and start practicing like right now. And hit the bell icon so that every Thursday you will be notified when we come live. And for more information on personal development, please visit our official website, www.humanpotentialandgrowth.com. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in and for listening to this presentation. I hope you will go and do all the exercises from today onwards. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sukhveer. Over to you.
Awesome, Shekhar. I absolutely loved, what you have explained right here to our audience. Now, what I'm going to do for the next at least 10 to 12 minutes is that I'm going to work with an image that is absolutely going to change your understanding and awareness about the mind. Now, Shekhar has given you everything about the mind in the last 20 and so minutes, in fact more than 30 minutes right now. So I want you to just keep that information right now, right here in your mind, because I'm going to show you right now how to take an image, build that in your conscious mind, and actually manifest that image into your physical reality. So stay there with me for next, more 10 to 12 minutes. So let me bring up the screen right here. Now, as you know, we have been discussing about the mind from last almost more than half an hour now. And you have enough ideas about the mind in your mind right now. But let us go one or two steps further than that. Now, I want you to think about it. Think about anything that you want to think about. All right. Maybe think about your house. Maybe think about your car. Maybe think about your goal if you have a goal card, like Shaker pointed out. And maybe think about your room, your office, and observe one thing, that as soon as I tell you that think about something, there is an image flashing on the screen of your mind of that particular thing within a fraction of a second. When I say think about your house, think about your car, think about your goal, think about your room, think about your office, there was images bang 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 flashing on the screen of your mind. Now what does that suggest to us? That suggests to us that we think in pictures. That means our mind works with images. Now, if our mind works with images, so if we want to change anything in our life, we need to have a better image. And most importantly, we need to have an image of the mind. But the sad part of the story is that we don't have an image for the mind. Even if I ask you to think about your mind, the first image that you will have will be an image of your brain. But actually, your brain is not your mind. Your brain is an electronic switching station. It is a part of your body. It is not your mind. Your mind is an activity. And nobody has ever seen the mind. But to remove confusion, we are going to draw an image. And this is the image that you may have seen in, our previous sessions also. If you have been following our page, if you have been watching our sessions, you may be already familiar with that. But I really want you to look at that image with a more serious attention, because it doesn't matter for how long you have been studying this. It doesn't matter how good you are at personal development. It is never enough. I repeat, it is never ever enough to have enough of this information or have enough of this image, because this image, it is so powerful and it is so simple that you can miss it. Now, there was a great doctor in 1934 in Simonian, Texas, Dr. Thurman Fleet, who drew that image. Now, we have expanded that image. We have added another key insight to that image. So you're really going to love it. So now on the screen, let this big circle right here represents your mind. And let this small circle right here represents your body. Now, as Shekhar has already explained to you, that there are two parts of the mind. One is the conscious mind, and another one is the subconscious mind. And mind and body are connected. And body in itself is just a dumb terminal. Now, what does I mean by it? By that, I mean that body cannot do anything until or unless the mind commands it to do. And at the same time, as we know that in our body, we have a very key element that we call as our brain. Now, brain, it is a part of your body, all right? So we draw it right here as a bow tie. Now, this part over here is your conscious mind. This part right here is your subconscious mind. Now, we are talking about how our mind functions, right? So the first and a very important thing that you got to understand is that we are living on a three planes of understanding. Now, I have to explain this because this is a very pivotal idea. As a human being, we are living on three planes of understanding, all right? Number one, we are a spiritual beings, all right? Number two, we have intellectual faculties. And number three, we lives in a physical body. Now, when we're talking about the mind, we are talking about your higher side. Your mind is the connection. It is the way through which you can communicate with your ideas or your ideas with the higher intelligence or the infinite intelligence. Now, another point right here that I want to explain to you is that right now, it doesn't matter wherever you are. You can be in Australia, you can be in India, you can be in Buenos Aires, wherever you are, there is a constant flow of energy that is flowing to and through you. Now, this energy right here, it is flowing all the time to and through you. It doesn't matter wherever in the world you are. Now, what Shekhar told you, Shekhar told you that your conscious mind is your thinking mind. Now, this is your mind where you can think. Now, when I say think, that means you have the ability to choose the kind of ideas that you want to choose. That means you can build ideas or images in your conscious mind. And usually we build the image, or we can say that we can build the image of what we really want. Now, your conscious mind, it is your logical mind. Your subconscious mind, it is your emotional mind. Now, your conscious mind, it is a part of your personality that knows, that gathers information. And your subconscious mind, it is a part of your personality that execute information. That means having an image in the conscious mind is not enough. You got to plant that image to your subconscious mind. In other words, you have to learn how to get emotionally involved with your want. That means you have to get emotionally involved with your want. Doesn't matter whatever your desire is, you got to get emotionally involved with that want. Now, when you get emotionally involved with that want, understand that this want is actually rewiring your brain. It is creating new brain cells. It is creating new neuron pathways, which ultimately is going to change the vibration of your body. That is going to alter the action, and ultimately that is going to change the results in your life. But the most important element in this drawing right here, it is what you believe right here deep down at a subconscious level. Now, that's why Shekhar told you that in everyday routine, start practicing affirmations, but understand at the same time that affirmation, although they are the starting point of the change, but it is just only a few steps, or I can say that it is just one of the steps of changing your results. There are many other elements that goes along with affirmation, your commitment, your execution, your dedication, your decision, at the same time, your commitment to study. Understand that it is not enough to know information. It is when you execute information that makes the difference. And how to execute it? To execute it, you have to build positive habits right here in your subconscious mind that actually moves you on a higher plane of understanding. That actually helps you to really keep on growing in your life. Now, let me put up a new page right here, and let me explain this law once again back to you. What we have discussed so far, it is mind-boggling, and at the same time, it is very easy to miss. So here is your mind. Here is our body right here. Now, our mind is divided into two parts. We have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind, and we have mind and body are connected. All right, here we go. Here is our body, which is a dumb terminal. It cannot do anything until or unless the mind commands it to do. And there is a very integral part of our body, that is our brain, right? Brain is a part of our body. Understand that I'm repeating it over and over and over and over again. Now understand what is happening. Now we're talking about how our mind functions. So here is how our mind functions. There is a flow of energy flowing to and through you all the time. Now this energy, it is neither positive or nor negative. Now what Shekhar told you, that your conscious mind is your thinking mind. And other part is that if your conscious mind is your thinking mind, That means you have the ability in your conscious mind to accept ideas and reject ideas. That means you decide what kind of images you want to build. In other words, you can build a negative image in your conscious mind if you want, but we don't want to build negative image, but still what has happened, unconsciously we do it. Or at the same time, we can choose to build positive images. And then having an image in conscious mind is not enough. Why? Because your conscious mind is a part of your mind that only gathers information, that only knows information. But it is the subconscious mind right here that execute information. So that means any idea that you get emotionally involved with, if it is a negative idea right here, you know what's going to happen? This negative idea right here, it is going to rewire the patterns in your brain. It is going to create new brain cells, which are going to be based upon that negative idea, which ultimately going to control the vibration of the body, hence the action and hence the results. But if it is a positive idea that you're getting emotionally involved with, at the same time, or if the positive idea you are thinking about it with repetition and with applying the laws that we have studied in the previous the chapters or the previous episodes of the show, that is going to rewire the brain with the positive brain cells, and then those positive brain cells are going to move your body into new vibration, ultimately action, and the ultimately results. And that's how your mind functions. And the whole game is all about, let me draw it right here again. The whole game is all about the beliefs we hold deep down right here in our subconscious mind. If you're having constructive beliefs, if you're having positive beliefs, let's say, you're going to build positive ideas in your subconscious mind, in your conscious mind. But if you're having negative beliefs programmed in your subconscious mind, you are going to choose negative images. So what we have to do is we have to understand that, and we have to really keep on working on our image. And when we work on our image, we can absolutely change our life for a better. Now, when we will be back in the next episode, there are going to be a lot more ideas based upon the same concept that I have taught you tonight. Shekhar has given you a lot of basic understanding, but in the next episode, guys, I can tell you, it is not even, it is not even 5% of what the whole idea of the subconscious mind is all about. Now, Shekhar told you about to buy a book or do something. I'll recommend you go out there and get your hands on The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. That is the best book that you can ever study and apply into your life. So go out today and buy that book, because that can be the best investment you can make in your life ever. And I think you're going to agree with me on that, Shekhar, right?
Absolutely.
This is a classic. I have a couple of copies of this book. One copy is there in my room, one copy is there in my office, and even I have it in my mobile, so that if I'm outside and if I don't have the book, I can find out and study it. And in the next episode, when we will be back, you're going to get more ideas, more information on how the mind functions. But till then, we recommend you to do one thing: keep rewatching this video every single day. Do the exercise that Shekhar has suggested you. Make a list of 10 affirmations. Affirmation for the money, affirmation for your health, affirmation for your business, affirmation for your personal goal, affirmation for your health, or many different areas. And make sure that every day you make a commitment and you have a beautiful pen in your hand and you write those affirmations every single day. Those affirmations, they literally can change you when are done with a proper awareness and a proper understanding. And on that note, I want to thank every single one of you who have attended this today's session. And we are looking forward to see you in the next session on next Thursday. Shekhar, thank you so much for being here. It was a powerful session, and I'm looking forward to the part 2 of the same session next week, next Thursday. So I'm looking forward to see you next Thursday, Shekhar. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Sukhveer.